In the second video, we'll be talking about the products that this platform allows you to create. You can see 4 options below the products: studio, dubbing, conversational AI, speech to text. We'll be looking at studio, dubbing, speech to text. We won't look at conversational AI. Conversational AI basically helps you to create AI chatbots, which you can use to talk to your clients. Let's say if you have a business and you have clients who want their questions answered or who have a query. Let's say, for instance, whenever you talk to AT&T, you have an AI talking back to you. So Elevenlabs helps you to create such an AI chatbot. When you click on the conversational AI, you'll notice all these options, and it goes really in detail, asking you to create, include phone numbers and how to respond to different queries. So we won't really get into that because that would be taking a lot of time, and our intention is not to create any AI chatbots. What we are interested in is to create a podcast, and we'll be finding an easy way to create a podcast today. So in order to focus on the products, let's first start with Studio because that's the first one on the list. Studio offers 4 options. The first is the easiest one, expecting you to start something from scratch. When I click on start something from scratch, you will notice that you have different options or different ways in which you can create certain text into voice. You can either upload a document, put a URL, narrate a story, put a dramatic scene in there, record an advertisement in a different audio, and then simply change it into add a different voices that I had showed you how to do it in the first video. So let's say we can just do a little demo here. Welcome to MCOM 63, right? And just like we saw how we could add different voices by simply clicking on the voice and playing it. You don't need to generate anything here, but you can simply click and you can hear the text in an audio format.
Welcome to MCOM 63.
All right, a MCOM. Instead of saying MCOM, that's what it's saying. There are different ways to make the audio say MCOM. So I put a space here, so hopefully she can say that.
Welcome to MCOM 63.
There you go. So this is how you would, if you have a long chapter that you want to convert into audio, you could simply paste it here and then make the software go through the text to convert it into audio. And you can create an audiobook if you already have a chapter that you have downloaded from a textbook or a novel that you want to create into an audio format, and you don't have access to audio. You can go and do that. When I was a doctoral student, I had to do a lot of reading, and I would spend time walking back to my apartment, and I would take 20 minutes. And that's when I would do some of my reading by simply listening to the readings instead of, walking and reading. And I used to use, we didn't have such sophisticated tools, but I would simply use the Google to Speech tool, and it wouldn't do a great job, but it still worked. But now, yes, if you want to do any kind of reading that for any assignment or any course, and you want to have it in an audio format and listen to it, then you can simply do that. Or you can even put your notes in there and put it into an audio format and keep listening to it and study, make it into a study format. So again, you can see it allows uploading of content of files in different formats. And just like you can look for different voices, you can select whichever you want, and you can create an audiobook from the text. The third option is the most interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put an URL here, and I'll show you how you can convert that a URL or any text from a website. So I'm going to go ahead and select a URL from an article that I have found. This article was published in the Literary Hub, and it's called AI Will Make You Dumber. Dumber Writer Says Science. Pretty contrasting to what I've been teaching so far about the use of AI. I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL, go back to my Elevenlabs platform, and simply paste the URL here. I'm going to first go ahead and say create, and then I'm going to go ahead and change my voice. So here you go. It has put the entire article right there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these things which I do not want. And just like you selected a voice, you can go ahead and change the voice. I'm going to go ahead and select a warm voice this time. Let's say George. I'm going to say apply. So what you need to do is simply go ahead and play. In this case, I have just selected this text, so it's going to go ahead and play only this text. I don't need to generate in this case, so I just want to hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and select the text and play. See?
If you suspect that ChatGPT power users may be getting dumber, looking at you, Cuomo, and RFK Jr., the data seems to indicate that you're right. A new study by...
So you can select the text and choose whose voice you want to apply to a particular paragraph. If you want to change and if you want somebody else, some other voice to narrate the second paragraph, you can go and do so. There are other aspects here which will help you improve your audio. If you make some changes and you want to go back, you can see the history. You can undo, redo. You can insert a break. Remember, we inserted a break in MCOM 63 in the lab previously, and I simply added a pause there. Let's say you want to go ahead and add a pause here. You can simply say add a break, and it'll show you. It'll add a 1 second break. And let's say I'm going to go ahead and select this part again. I'm going to say play it. Play. So it's doing
If
that
you
for me.
Suspect that ChatGPT power use...
So how did you notice how it changed? It says if you, and then it took a second's break. So, but if I think it's too much, I can just get rid of it, or I can even change the amount of time. I just want it to be there for a longer time. I can add few seconds. If I want to keep it for a shorter time, I can even do that. So I'm going to go ahead and select this and play again. And
If you suspect that ChatGPT...
this time there was a shorter pause. So you can add a sound effect. When you click on it, you can, add a honk, add a waterfall, add a cat sound, etc. Or you can go ahead and try that. Let's just say car honk, and let's see if it generates something. It's been taking a while, and it's giving me a preview. So which of the honks I want to apply. So if in your text you have like waterfall, car honking, etc., you can just go ahead and add that sound in there just to make it more exciting. At times, the audio is not able to, the voice is not able to pronounce certain things properly, especially like foreign names. Then you can add those pronunciations. At times you are not able to give the correct pronunciation, so you can add direct speech of your own voice and you can add it there. And you can lock paragraphs when you're done editing something. You don't want anybody to make any changes in that. Then you can just go ahead and lock those paragraphs. Coming to the last option of creating a podcast. When you create a podcast, you can either upload a document where you have the Q&A in the transcribed format, and these can be in different forms. You can either import it from a URL, just like the way we did importing the use of AI can make you dumber from that article. Or if you're already working on an existing project, in this case, the one that we used, how AI will make you dumber, you can even use that and then create a podcast. Let's say I use the same URL that I have been using. I'll show you how Elevenlabs simply creates its own podcast by using its own AI abilities just based on an article. So I'm going to go ahead and with the same URL that I had just used. You can select what type of style you want. You can either have a conversational style, which will have a host and a guest, or you could have a built-in style where the podcast is just focused on a host, like getting updates from a host, just like a news presenter. You can decide the duration, short, long, and default. I don't know exactly how long is short, long, and default because this is again a new option that Elevenlabs has done. I'm just going to go ahead and create a short one for now, and I'm going to go and select the conversational style. Here you can either change the host voices right now, or you can do that later, depending upon whenever you want to make a choice. You have a podcast language, because right now for me it's just English. I'm just going to go ahead and select English. If you have done podcast in other languages, you can go ahead and choose that. So I'm just going to go ahead and say generate, and it's going to be generating a podcast for me. Okay, it says that I need a subscription to start a podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and pay my $1 and get a subscription and show you how I can create a podcast from a web page. Okay, so I've gone ahead and subscribed. I've paid $1 for subscription. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it at the end of 1 month. And now I have 31,644 credits. So hopefully I can create a podcast with $1. So I was saying that you simply go ahead and click on create a podcast, upload the file, say open, and say generate. So it's 70% generated now. So you can see, although I had uploaded a file which had the guest and the host talking, what it has done is it has used its own AI capabilities and changed my script, and I'm not really happy with it. So if you're not happy with the version that it has created for you, you can simply go ahead and use your text-to-speech option and not use this option of creating a podcast, and simply paste the text in this instead of asking you to generate one. Anyways, I'll show you how to add a voice to the different paragraphs. You already know how to change the voices. You already know how to add a pause, how to add a sound. In order to add music to your podcast, you will have to use Audacity, because not that Elevenlabs doesn't provide you music. I think there hasn't been much variety in the music it offers. So Audacity is a better way to download your podcast in the voice format and simply go ahead and edit parts of the podcast that you do not want, parts that you want to interchange. Let's say you want to put some questions in the front and some questions at the back and restructure and rearrange your podcast. The editing part is something that Elevenlabs does not allow you to do. And in order to edit your podcast, you will have to do that in Audacity. And the next few videos will teach you how to use Audacity. But let's go ahead and see how you can add different voices to the text that is just generated. It is automatically given me or generated a title for me. It says unlocking the protein puzzle, surprising sources revealed. When I click on each of these paragraphs, you'll notice that it has chosen the voice of Chris and Jessica, right? And if you're not happy with these voices, you can change them. We'll go ahead and listen to 3 of these. You don't need to generate anything here, but you can just simply go ahead and play it. So let's go ahead and play it and see how it sounds.
Here's something that might surprise you. The average person only gets about half the protein they actually need each day, and that's causing way more health issues than we realize.
That's fascinating. So we're basically walking around with a major nutritional blind spot?
Exactly, and here's what makes it even more interesting. Protein isn't just about building muscle. It's literally keeping our immune system running, regulating our hormones, and even affecting our mood throughout the day.
If you're happy with the voices that you have chosen for your podcast, the next step is to go ahead and download it. Downloading simply will not help. You'll have to export the podcast if you want to listen and re-edit it in Audacity. So you simply click on export. When you click on export, it says it'll cost you 564 credits to generate, which is fine. You can choose the format that you want it in. Audacity definitely is okay with MP3, so you can go ahead and download it on MP3. You can also have the WAV or WAV file, which is editable and can be heard on any platform. So it's up to you. You can choose either of these and simply export, and then I'll show you how to edit that in Audacity.